So welcome to another The Scots Reviewer Meets. I'm here with the cast of Tony, the Rock Opera, here at the Pleasance. And please, I'm here with the cast. Please introduce yourselves.
Hello, I'm Sally Cheng and I play Robin Cook.
Hi, I'm Howard Samuels. I play Peter Mandelson, Dick Cheney, Alistair Campbell, David Blunkett's dog, and an Irish priest with no name.
That's quite a resume, isn't it?
It's a tall order.
Yeah, when that casting call came through, were all those names on the casting call?
No, when I got the breakdown, it was literally for Peter Mandelson. So every time they said something else, I thought, are you joking? What are you talking about, David Blunkett's dog? What are you talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. That's really fun. And I think we could go to talk about some of sort of how this came about. I know that Harry Hill, we've got Steve Brown as well involved in this production. Was that really the draw for you both when you saw this come through? And we're talking about casting calls, but when you see it's a brand new production by Harry Hill and Steve Brown, was that something that really got you excited about the project?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anything like that always makes your eyes light up a bit. Think, oh, well, it's really interesting because of their names, because of what they've been associated with in the past. So yeah, it makes it obviously more interesting than if it was just unfortunately some people you've never heard of.
Of course.
Same old thing. But yeah, it did certainly whet the appetite a bit.
Yeah, was that the same for you, Sally?
Yeah, I came into it, they'd done a version already, which Howard was involved with at the park.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually came into it when it was a sort of established piece already. But it was, so I knew a bit about it and it was exciting in terms of that. And of course the names associated with it make it, sound fun and brilliant. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. And for this show, Tony Blair, the Rock Opera, which Tony, is it Tony Blair the... What's the name? Sorry,
it's really easy, don't worry, it's
this.
really easy. It's Tony, !
Yes.
The Tony Blair Rock Opera.
Amazing, I love it. It's
Why
simple.
can't people,
It's
it rolls off the tongue really
rolls
easily.
right off the tongue. Could you tell me a little bit about the show, Howard?
It's called Tony.
Tony, !
Basically, it's taking... it starts with Tony Blair's death.
Okay.
So you go back in time and you see him from being born to it goes full circle.
Okay.
So we just do
It starts with his
it's
death,
like a
which is-
lightning tour of everything to do with his mad existence in terms of what he did to the country, whether you like it or not, what your views are. It lets you, the audience, make that decision. It's not taking a stand, which I think is really important to know.
Yes.
At the end of the day, it's hilarious. And it's literally hilarious.
Yes.
And we've been doing it a long time now, but it is the reaction is the same across the country. By the end of the show, people are on their feet cheering, which is incredible to witness,
Absolutely.
And it's very rare to be in a show that is this funny. Sometimes you do a comedy, but this is like Harry Hill's pace and energy. It's like shines through
Absolutely.
it. And that's what's really exciting.
I love his energy. I think watching back to TV Burp and then some of the shows we were briefly chatting before about what he'd done, I Can't Sing, which was another musical that was on for a short period in London. His wit and humour is just so fast, isn't it?
There's one moment in the show that Sally and I, every single night, we stand and look at each other. When she's dressed as Cilla Black and I'm Bernie Eccleston. I forgot, it's another part that I play. And we just look at each other with these stupid wigs and go, what's going on? What's happened?
We're in a different venue.
It's like we're standing there to run across the stage, breakneck speed, and run off for 1 second in time. It's madness. It's absolute madness.
How do you keep up with these sort of characters? You're playing Sally. You're playing multiple characters as well, aren't you?
Yeah. You get used to it. It's fun though. It's fun and it's so fast. Our version here is 90 minutes. And you're really at a pace, and the audience are having to keep up as well, and catch their breath from laughing, and it's brilliant. It's a great thing as an actor to get so many opportunities to play so many different parts in one show.
Tony Blair, of course, is such a funny topic to approach, and there's people who have so many different views about Tony Blair, and he's a controversial figure. He's whatever you want to call him. Do you think that makes it quite a fun one to approach? And do you think it's good that you've got such a mix of audiences that have different interpretations of what Tony Blair is?
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's, even from rehearsals in our cast, we've got such a mix of age ranges so that everybody comes at it actually from a different standpoint in terms of where they were when certain things happened, and who can remember those things, and
I'm a lot younger than Sally.
and who just sort of picked up bits from what people, what your parents have said, and so Howard's completely right, and it harks back to that similar thing of actually, it's a fun topic because people do come at it with different points of view, but ultimately it's vivid and it's broad and it's funny.
And I always think with what makes a great musical sometimes are shows that you think, who came up with the idea to make a musical out of that? And it's a bit like, why Tony Blair? Why Evita? Who would think that you could make a musical out of Ava Peron's life?
Absolutely.
Who would think you could make a musical could come from away about those people who put up all of those travellers after that tragedy? But there's no rhyme or reason. But sometimes that whoever, like Harry and Steve, just had this idea about his life would lend itself to a rock opera because there were so many highs and lows and things that they could immediately see that could be funny.
Absolutely. And how close is it to sort of, I know it's a comedy, it's a musical, all that as well, but there's a story there to be told of Tony and his family, and I'm sure there's so many aspects of his life and also the politics that come with it, and the many people, including Cilla Black, I believe. I don't know, I want to see how that happens, but how do they approach that topic with sort of sensitivity in a way, but still making it fun?
It's like a lightning tour, so you don't have time to stop. I mean, at one point in the show, he actually says, God, we're getting through this quickly, because it's literally, you're going, boom, okay, you've been born, okay, you're at college, okay, you're at this, here you are at Cambridge, Oxford, wherever you went. Where did you go? Oxford, yeah. Oxford. But you know what I mean? That's so quick, I don't know which way he was going. But that's the point, you're just going really quickly, but doing the main point, so within 90 minutes, you have literally gone from when he gets elected, gone from the cabinet, meeting the cabinet, gone to America, gone to this. It is quite extraordinary how much you get through.
Yeah, in like 90 minutes. Yeah. And how is it approaching the audience here in Edinburgh? Is it Tony is well known, of course. He went to college here in Edinburgh as well, actually, his background. How is the Edinburgh audiences comparing to? Because I know you've taken it from the Leicester Square Theatre in London. Yeah. You're here. Then I think you're going on a little tour as well.
We've been on tour since the beginning of April.
Wow.
We did 8 months in April at the Leicester Square Theatre, and then we've been on tour ever since then up to now. And we've still got places to go to the middle of October.
Yeah. So how is this venue for playing in? We're at the ICC, of course.
To be truthful, it was kind of weird because it's a very wide place to perform in. However, we were all amazed that we got a standing ovation from the audience last night, which was totally unexpected and really encouraging to go, well, look at that. Okay, Edinburgh. We're here. Bring it on, baby.
Absolutely. And some of the characters, I know you're playing loads, but are they all sort of really, like, there's lots of witty names, I'm sure, for some of the characters. Could you name some of the characters that, I know audiences will know, Tony and Scylla. Is there any characters to look out for?
Well, there's lots of characters. I mean, they're all real figures.
Sure.
But as Howard said, we're not doing impersonations of them.
Absolutely.
But audiences, I think it's lovely for audiences actually to come to see shows, and certainly when I've gone to see shows and there's real figures in them, there's something about recognising those people.
Yeah, having such a mix of characters and interpretations, and I just think it gives it another energy, doesn't it? Because people are like, oh, that's so and so, but that's so different to how I'd normally see this character played. Yeah, I think that's really fun about it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Amazing. I love it. Well, all the best. Could you remind me of the details of the show again, just for everyone?
Tony, the Tony Blair Rock Opera is at the EICC, 7:30 every night except Mondays, from the 2nd of August to the 28th of August, the entire festival.
Amazing. Fab. Well, thank you, Howard. Thank you, Sally.
Thank you.
And have an amazing time if it can. Thanks.